Okay, it's now about 1 p.m. and I've shown Kevin and Sydney 6 homes this morning. And then we had a little bit of a break in our schedule, so I told them, hey, go get some lunch, go chat things over, and then I'll meet you up at the next appointment. So I was just sitting there in the car, and then they texted me. They said, hey, we're feeling a little anxious, feeling like maybe we're rushing, thinking maybe we rent or put the search on hold for now. There's just too much going on. So we have urgency now. We started this whole day. They were all set the last couple weeks, looking at listings online, we were talking, everything, going through it. Today was the day that they were going to come here, find a place, buy a place, and then go to the wedding tomorrow and then ride off into the sunset. And now they're feeling like it's too much. So I was literally outside. They're staying at the hotel that's right next door to this building. This is the building that we started in at the beginning of the day. And so I said, why don't you just come in? I'll get access to the first apartment we saw. Let's just talk about it. If you want to put the whole search on hold, let's do it. I got other stuff I got to do too. So here's what I want you to pay attention to with what I'm about to do with them when they get here. I'm going to throw the 3 P's at them: push, pull, and persist. I'm going to push on them to remind them that they came all the way here to find an apartment today and that they have a timeline. Kevin has a job starting here in New York, a big one, and they need a place, right? There's urgency there. You're really going to go rent a place and waste all that money if you can actually afford to buy? I don't think so. Then I'm going to pull the deal away. I'm going to pull it away and remind them what happens if they don't find a place. And then I'm going to persist with them and persist that they walk around again, right? Go walk around. We just saw some terrible places too, but I did that to mix up their education of what the market is like. So maybe they started to feel a little negative about the market. They start forgetting the first place that they love so much. So now they're here. I'm going to persist, push them along, and then I'm going to pull it away, see what happens.
Ryan.
There they are. Yes, hello, come on in.
Hey. How's it going?
Good, just talking to my friends again.
All right, a little nervous here. Are you sure you want the cameras here for this?
Yeah, it should be fine, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just talking to them. They understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So I got your text. It was a long one. So talk to me. Talk to me. What are you feeling?
So we're thinking possibly renting. It's just that we're not completely 100% in love with the space, and so we're thinking if we rent for maybe a few months instead of buying, or until we find something we love.
Sure.
I mean, we like it. I got to be in New York yesterday, but I think we'll be fine.
I mean, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You can wait a little bit longer if we need to rent to find the perfect place that I like.
I mean, you do like the space, right? I mean,
I like it, but remember the floors and then the closet space, it just doesn't really work for what we need right now.
Listen, I want you guys to be happy, right? And I know we have seen a lot this morning, and we have more to see this afternoon too. We don't have to do anything. Like you can just go hang out. You can go to your hotel, kick back, make it a spa day, right? You got a big day tomorrow with your friend's wedding and everything. But I remember you really pushing for the last 3 weeks since we've been talking to each other about you want to find a place, you want to make the investment, right? We talked a lot about the investment potential, the value and everything. And so sometimes when you're actually here, you're searching, you're looking around, it can be really overwhelming. And you start to forget like what you actually want, what you actually care about. And so all those 3 weeks of research that we did can sometimes over a sandwich, do you have a sandwich or a soup or salad?
a little soup sometimes.
So over a hot soup, right, in the middle of the day, all of a sudden can make you a little bit agitated, and then you're hungry and everything. And so like you want to find a place in New York. You can buy a place, own it, if you have the funds to be able to do it. We can definitely find a rental, but here's what's going to happen if we find a rental. One, you're paying someone else's bills for them, okay? You're throwing the money out the drain, okay? Two, you will never find a place that you're going to love. It's just not how it works, right? The place that you love is $5 million more always. I sold homes for hundreds of millions of dollars, and those buyers still, they had the same conversation. If there was only the perfect place, perfect doesn't exist. Ask my wife, she still said yes to me, okay? So as you're thinking about your timeline, if you do rent a place, how much time do you have when you're here at work to continue to go and see things, to shop? Do you have Can we do this every weekend, all weekend long?
Not really.
He
no.
doesn't have any
I
time.
don't have
yeah.
the time to do that.
Right.
Barely have time to be here and go to the wedding.
No, I know. I
So-
remember. That's how we kind of like slam this all together.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of how we smash it all together that way. So I think, as your advisor, knowing what you're looking to do and the timeline that you have, right? You're not going to find the perfect place, but you're going to find a great place that you can then make your own. And we can talk about floors and closets and all of that, right? That it's a missed opportunity if you don't keep pushing forward today because of the way that you feel in the moment, right? Because you're going to do the wedding and then you're going to fly home on Sunday or Monday, and then you're going to get nervous about then, oh shoot, we got to go find a rental and do an application and do all that. And then you're going to feel like you're in limbo for the first 3 months of your new job. And then you can't decorate rentals. I mean, you can, but it's just totally wasted money. You know, it's up to you. If you want to have more of a hectic lifestyle for the next 3 to 6 months, or 12 months, I guess, if you want to rent something, that's great. You can do that. But if you want to feel like you're on solid ground, like you built a foundation in New York, then it's my advice that we keep going with the plan today. You don't have to buy anything, right? If at the end of the day, you just want to not buy anything, then we shouldn't. There's other buyers who want this apartment right now. I had to pull favors to get us in on a Saturday. New York City is slow on Saturdays for a lot of different reasons. So if you don't want to buy it, or if it's too expensive and maybe like affordability is the issue, then that's a totally separate question.
No, it's, we can afford it. We just, want to make sure we're making the right choice.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. So why don't we do this? Why don't you digest the soup and walk around the space a little bit without Saima here kind of pointing to everything and really selling you, All stay out of the way. Just walk around, open up the kitchen cabinets, go into the bathrooms, look at the bedrooms, just sort of imagine yourselves being here right now. Because if you wanted to rent this apartment, which is not available for rent, the monthly costs are insane. It's actually less expensive to own this right now, given kind of your situation, than it would be to rent. Because interest rates have pushed rentals through the roof too, and the rental market is really, 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 really tight. So walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
All right?
Sounds good.
I'll stay here and talk to my friends.
All right. You like talking to your friends, huh?
I like talking to myself.
Get my kitchen.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, 3 Ps, push, pull, persist. Not necessarily in that order, and not necessarily always just one or all 3. You're mix and matching, right? But you're using one of the 3 Ps at any given time to keep a deal moving forward, especially when you have the urgency of a nearly dead deal. Any other salesperson in that situation is just only going to push. And what's that going to do to an anxious couple? It's going to say, nope, 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 not buying. This is way too stressful. Some other salespeople might just completely pull it away. And then, okay, now you're just a jerk, right? So what did I do there? What was the key moment, if you think back to that entire conversation that just happened? I'll wait. I see you thinking. What was the key moment? The key moment was when I pulled it out from under them, not saying, hey, you're going to lose it. I mentioned there's other buyers, okay? But I didn't make that the stress. I pulled it away based on affordability because I know they can afford it. And when they start talking about renting, you don't buy and you go rent when affordability is the real driver. Because this down payment that they're going to have to make this week if they want to do it, it's like $750,000 in cash, right? If I can get that deal to work. For a rental, it's far less. Pay 1 month's rent, 1 month's security, some other little miscellaneous fees, and that's about it. So if you can't afford this, then we should definitely talk about renting. That he jumped right on. No. We can afford it. So I started to play to the ego a little bit, the way we've talked about in the course too. Once I had that, then I immediately went in for the persist because I know they're here. They flew all the way here. They've done all the work. They're just letting that kind of runaway bride feeling in their stomach get the best of them. So I need to let them digest now, and I got to persist, right? And be persistent with them walking around. Remind yourself what it was like the first moment you walked into this home, before we saw all those other places, before you got really hungry and you started thinking about the money and oh my goodness, there's just too much going on. I don't know if I should do this right now. And I'm not doing this just so that I can get a deal done. I'm also doing this and using the 3 Ps because I know this is what's best for them. They're the ones who came to me. They told me they want to come buy a place. I didn't like fly to Texas, knock on their door and say, I'm taking you to New York and forcing you to buy a 3-bedroom for $8 million. No, you came to me. So now it's my job to make sure, like a good doctor, you follow my prescription. Okay, I'm gonna go find them and I'm gonna talk to them. And here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, if you wanna see more things, let's go do it. But if you do really like this place, which I think they really do, then let's talk about it and let's get real. Nothing's done until it's done, but let's talk about numbers. Let's talk about what the deal looks like. And then I need to reach out to the seller's agent, to Sima, right away to see if we can negotiate a deal before it's gone. Keep you posted.